This episode of Wine Chats is proudly sponsored by ReWine,
Melbourne's sustainable wine merchant.
Do you guys ever get just too tired to have sex? Like,
Yes.
is it? So how come we never hear that? It's always us.
I think because...
How come every time we ask you for sex, you say yes? Like, you
Yeah,
never say
because
you have a headache.
it's like a starving man in a desert. You know what I mean? So if you get an opportunity, you will take it because you honestly do not know when the next one will come.
Oh, no. Hi, and welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindalin. My name is Billy Milovanovic, aka Bildo.
Oh, my turn. My name's Lindsay Kirkwood, also known as, Billy hates when I say that, Lindsay Kirkwood.
And we have a very special guest in the house. It's a man. Benjamin, would you like to do your own honours?
My own honours. My name is Benjamin.
Hi.
Also
known
as
Benjamin.
Oh my God.
Sometimes called Ben.
Tell the listeners how you guys know each other.
Ben is my very special brother-in-law. I've known you for 15 years, give or take.
That would
Wow.
be true. Yes.
Yeah.
It's been a very,
fact.
very long time.
It has been a long time.
All good
And
years, though.
Very good years. I remember when I first got married, Ben had a lot of advice to give me, which was really, really important because being part of the family was different to not being part of the family.
So Ben was
Yeah.
part of the family before you.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I was
Okay,
the,
yeah.
I was the fall guy. I was the first one in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
were
I had
the
some
OG.
experience under my belt, yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually a physiotherapist and personal trainer. Also married with two very lovely boys, age 8 and 11.
God, I remember with them, like, because I've been friends with Billy, obviously, forever. I remember when your kids were born, like itty bitty babies.
Yeah.
Wow,
Like
seems
crazy.
like such a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Oh, Ben, I know you too. He's like, we've known each other forever. He's like, oh God, no. So, episode 57, fantastic. And what way to celebrate? I don't know. We're going to make it into a milestone to have Ben to try and explain. Try is a key word. Explain the male, I'm going to say species, brain,
Yeah.
everything about you guys. Yeah.
The enigma.
The
Ooh,
enigma.
of the
yes.
male species,
Yeah.
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 You've got a challenge on your hands.
A big one by the
Yeah.
looks of it.
Yeah. There's 2 against 1.
Not to be outnumbered or anything,
Yeah.
but...
You're outnumbered.
So we're going to start with wine because...
Look, let's drink to that.
Let's drink to that.
Ben, thank you so much for coming here today. And we're going to celebrate. You are drinking. You like red wine?
I don't drink, but because
you don't
it's
drink
such
at
a
all?
special occasion,
I'll just pour you a sip.
I'll have to give my honest opinion on the oakiness of the
Yeah.
wine.
Oh, God, you have been listening.
I love you.
Oh, Billy, stop. Did you pay him?
He's here.
Did you pay him to, like, back up your stupidity?
No,
Jeez.
but
He did ask me to call you Linda, though.
Oh, no. Linda, fuck
said-
Linda. Linda, there is...
Oh, shit.
Get out of here,
This
Billy.
is amazing. Give
Stop.
him some. I wonder what's going to happen with wine.
Yeah. Look, no, I'll just give you a little bit just for shits and giggles. So we're having a ReWine wine. ReWine wine. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
From our lovely sponsor in Melbourne. And it's a Nebbiolo 2018 from Mansfield country. Not county. Okay.
Okay, pour
Ben,
it.
give me your glass. I'll just give you a little sip. And Ben is using our fancy Sense of Taste glass.
Not to out Ben, but back in the day when he did used to drink,
Yeah.
I remember your drink of choice was like lemon, lime, and bitters and like vodka. Was that right?
Oh.
That is correct, yes.
Right.
I think the last time I actually drank was at Henry's Box.
Oh, wow. So do you mind me asking, is it just a personal preference? Is it a religion? Is it a fitness
it's just,
thing?
yeah.
Health?
I used to drink back at uni, which
Yep.
was going back 20 years ago now.
Right.
But just no, I'm not a big drinker.
Don't
we
like
don't
it.
have alcohol in the house. We just don't drink.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, your wife, I shan't name her, but she doesn't really drink as well,
She
does
hasn't
she?
never. I think I've seen her drink one drink the whole time I've known her.
Oh,
And
she would be a
doesn't
fun
really,
drunk.
Yeah, she doesn't
Wow.
really respond to it very
Oh,
well.
right. Yeah.
All right. Well, cheers. You got to swirl it. Hang on.
Cheers. Swirl it or swish, as Billy
Oh, I don't
said.
know. Hang on. Yeah, buddy.
Cheers to
Okay.
Ben. Oh, yeah, I cheers to you. See, I've only had a few Nebbiolos in my wine drinking life, and I've never really been a fan of them, to be honest. It's kind of...
You still not a fan? I don't mind this.
Oh, look, I don't mind it. I'll happily
Yeah.
drink it. But it just has like a weird... like, I'm not going to say bitterness. It's just got like a weird taste to it, I find.
I actually kind of like it. It is bitter, but I like bitter. And it's a little bit of sweetness in there.
Now, there is no sweetness.
There is sweetness in this. Your
There
palate
is
doesn't
not.
know. I eat a lot of chocolate. There's a lot of sweetness in
Oh
this.
my God, there's no sweetness.
Benjamin?
It kind of reminds me of my my dethel used to make wine at home,
Yeah.
and it reminds me of that.
It's
Probably 'cause
potent, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, the other thing I should have mentioned about Ben is that he's Macedonian,
Oh.
part Macedonian, and I
Wow.
always found it really
No, whole
interesting.
Macedonian.
You're whole Macedonian, so your mum, of
mother
course.
and father, yes.
Wow.
So he's
Full
full
Maced-
Macedonian, and I always found it interesting that there are so many similarities between
Yes.
you and me.
Really? Are your countries normally?
Well,
We're
yeah,
right next door to each other.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
So I'd say we're both Slavic in a sense.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
like, the language is very, very similar.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And then obviously you're very musical as well. I used to be somewhat musical, right? We're obviously both
God.
extremely good looking. So, and I think it's really interesting that
Billy.
both our spouses
Or Asian.
brother and sister, and that they basically married a female and a male version of us.
Each other.
That is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
It is very good.
So, I'll drink to that.
Oh my God, yeah. I think Ben actually hit the nail on the head. It actually tastes like really strong homemade wine to me. I think that's what I don't like about it. It's just too alcohol-y. I know that sounds really dumb.
I think that's what I like about it. There's something
Yeah.
like a Quinta Rakia in it, you know? It's like wine. The
Just
rakia
means
of
it's going to be a
wines.
very fun episode.
Look,
Drink
Ben,
up.
if you want more, help yourself.
Probably not as good as the Croatian wine.
Oh God, let's not. Nightmares, Ben.
I should
Let's
get you a
not.
bottle of that, just out of matter of interest.
Okay,
us
Nebbiolo
about-
fun
yeah,
fact, Bill
tell
and
us.
Ben. Obviously it's a Italian grape, and its name comes from the Italian word nebbia, which means fog, a feature of the hills where the grape is traditionally grown. Nebbiolo. There is something about the Olo, but I didn't want to keep reading. So if you want to know about the Olo part, just Google.
Next time we feature a Nebbiolo, we'll tell you about the Olo
Yeah,
of the
right?
Nebbi. Okay.
Let's get into attacking Ben in the male mind.
Not Ben.
No.
The representative of the males.
Yes, that's
Okay.
a much better way of putting it.
So we've already established that Ben is
Male.
basic male. Yes.
It's interesting.
Shut up. We've also established that you're basically a scientist.
I did a human movements degree, which is basically exercise science, and then a physiotherapy degree after that.
Right.
So basically, that qualifies me as a scientist,
scientist.
apparently.
Absolutely. And this
Which
room it
makes me a
does.
scientist on everything,
Yes,
not just the human
100%.
body.
Now that we've established that you're a
Scientist, twice.
baked scientist,
I love it.
you would know more of the stats, obviously, on most of the things. We're not a factual podcast. We didn't go to uni. Obviously, we're not. We're plebs.
Well, at least when it comes to certain things to do, say like anatomy, which you guys have discussed in the past, I've cringed when you've talked about certain things. But yeah.
Was it? I still remember that time when I mentioned the vulva being
Oh,
on the outside of where my vagina mole was, but I don't think that that's
no.
where that is.
No.
And I think your interpretation of a sphincter was a bit.
Oh, yeah.
something as well.
You text me about that, and I was like, "Oh, what? I still am very confused about that entire area.
It's inside.
Maybe you can tell us about that too. Like, just draw us a diagram.
Well, yes.
Get your lab coat.
Oh God, I need goggles
We
in case something
digress.
happens.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Oh God.
now that we've
Ben.
established that Ben is actually smart and knows things,
Yeah.
well, it depends on
Of
which
things.
topic we're talking
Well,
about too.
yeah.
But and then also, yeah, I think also it implies me being some sort of representative of something is the fact of married, got 2 kids.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I can come from a perspective of I've been through a few little things that we've been discussing.
Yeah, for sure. You're your life and you as a person is very relatable to our bashing and our conversations.
100%. And
yeah.
over the years, I've been a personal trainer for about 22 years now.
Yeah, wow.
So I've trained a lot, and most of my clientele are around my sort of age group.
Yeah, right.
So middle-aged type of thing.
Yeah.
Through that, I've got pretty much a 50-50 spread of male and female.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and people tend to tell their personal trainer a lot of stuff because it's an independent third party. So you get a lot of
Yeah.
stories, you get a lot of hints on how people's lives are going. And a lot of my clients, I've actually kind of grown up with them too. I've had some of them for over 15 years now. So
Right.
I've seen them go through their professional years, get married, have kids, do all those sort of things. So I would have preceded some of those, and I gave a few cautionary tales on what they could be expecting.
Yeah.
So in that respect, I've gotten a lot of different perspective from both male and females when it comes to interactions in relationships, marriages, kids, those sort of things.
And as a PT, you would hear all kinds of stuff because you're
Absolutely.
spending that one-on-one time, especially if you've got the same client for multiple years.
Yes.
You would get goss.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Probably some of the stories you don't even want to hear. A bit too much information
I'm
sometimes?
actually easygoing with it.
Yeah, right.
I have a good rapport with a lot of
Yeah.
my clients. So they're most of them, no one oversteps a boundary, which is quite nice.
Yeah,
but
good.
yes, you do hear a lot of people's lives. And they do acknowledge the fact that they can confide in me but can't confide in anyone else because I don't know anyone else. It's an independent person they can sort of confide in.
Well, we're going to be talking about stuff, Ben.
So many things.
So what started this whole idea of having you on this show was how you sent Billy a quite lengthy, did I say that right, Bill? Message, which was great about this whole like men versus female
Intimacy
thing.
episode.
Well, it was after the intimacy
Yes.
episode.
Yes,
That's
very
right.
much so. Yes.
So the first thing that I want to touch base with it, which we have a lot, like, do you guys ever get just tired? Just too tired to have sex? Like,
Yes.
is it
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So how come we never hear
thing.
that? It's always us.
I think because
How come every time we ask you for sex, you say yes? Like you never say
because
you have a headache.
it's like a starving man in a desert. You know what I mean? So if you get an opportunity, you will take it because you honestly do not know when the next one will come.
Oh, no.
That's so true.
You sit there going, I don't care if it's the scraps under the table,
Right.
and if it's a mercy thing, because I like. And this is the bait sometimes is used is like, oh, we'll do it tomorrow night. Well, see, I don't buy that because tomorrow night comes and you're like, I'm not in the mood now.
Yeah.
And I'm too tired now.
So
And I'm
bad.
just-
You're
so
so
when you
right.
do get the opportunity, you're like, I am taking this.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
if I like need to punch this thing to get started.
Yeah.
I don't anything to get going.
Yeah.
If I'm going to take it.
Even if you felt like a piece of shit and you were
Absolutely.
super tired, you're like,
Absolutely.
nah, I'm going to
would
give it to her.
force myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
100%. Yeah.
And it's so funny, isn't it?
I think so. Like, if you had what am I trying to say? Like, if there was no limit to how much sex you could have, like, do you think you would just do it every day?
No,
because it's
no,
a
no,
thing.
not at all. And
Yeah.
this is the
Okay.
misperception, okay? Because
Yeah.
I think,
Because how often? The question really is,
Yes, how
how often
often?
do we need to put out?
yeah.
Which,
So
that's a terrible question. How often
Yeah,
do
that's-
we want to
rephrase that.
enjoy
engage in
other?
each other's loving company.
Yes.
Okay. Because no one ever wants to feel like they're forced to have.
No.
Or
Yeah,
like, you know,
absolutely. Yeah.
just how many times do I need to give it to shut up?
Yeah.
Right. Just,
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. But different people will have different markers. And this is where they talk about differences with, say, sex drive and different people,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So there might be, I'm just going to make up numbers here. But
You're a scientist. Go on.
But just say in my head, all right, I thought, say, twice a week would
Okay.
keep me happy.
Yeah.
all right?
Okay.
But that
All
would
right.
be probably 2 times too much for my
Right.
wife.
Okay.
all right?
Yep.
In her head, she's
Lots of
like,
wives.
man, if we do it like once or twice every fortnight,
Yeah.
month, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And this is I'll get onto that in a moment and
Yeah.
also go into the pathway in a moment. But pretty much there's 2 aspects to this, I think. One is that there's just physical sex drive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, and as I said, when it comes to sex drive, yes, traditionally males will have a little bit more testosterone than females. Teenage boys, they get
yeah.
horny there, you know, blah,
Yeah.
blah. I remember back in the day, you just would, like school holidays,
God.
parents are out, you'd flex the knuckles and just go to town, you know what I mean? Just to be sane.
We
you know
have
what
a 17-year-old nephew almost,
yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
know,
oh,
100%.
God.
And like masturbation is a
Lord.
thing,
Oh,
right?
for
Pornography
sure.
is a thing.
Yeah.
Stop, really?
So, like, as you get older, that changes.
Yeah.
All right. But the thing is, it's still there. You still
Okay.
have a physical sex drive. Okay. That is different than the emotional connection.
Yes.
All right?
Okay,
And
yeah,
then we'll talk
yeah.
about both of those things.
Okay.
So when it comes to physical, there might be like certain guys that, all right, man, I need to have sex like once a week, twice a week,
Right.
3 times a week,
Right.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I need it once a day type of thing. And if I don't get
God.
it, I need to whack off once a
Yeah,
day, blah,
those
blah.
people scare me.
Yeah.
So
Thank God we're not married to one of them. We would die.
Thank God.
but then you've got to factor in as well, when guys get a bit older, testosterone decreases, so sex drive
Right.
decreases. One of the biggest problems today, one of the biggest things I focus on is testosterone levels with males and middle-aged males. And it's getting killed and absolutely destroyed by our lifestyle.
Okay.
Lack of sleep, increased stress, all of those things where most males in this age bracket, they overwork, they undersleep, they don't get enough exercise, they don't eat the right foods, they drink too much alcohol. Like all of those things and all the lifestyle stresses and all those things decrease testosterone, decrease sex drive.
Okay. Right.
So a lot of guys in this age group actually don't want to have sex as much as what people may think.
I was going to say, for all those people who were just listening, all we need to do is get our husbands drunk a lot.
Add more stress.
Add more stress. Keep them up at night.
Yeah. Have kids.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
So, yeah, there's that aspect to it.
Yeah.
But as I said, and you did your little experiment where you went like twice in a row, and then the next night he wasn't up for it.
No.
Because he felt content, like that was enough. But I guarantee you in a few days' time, he'd be like, let's go. So it's not like you have to go all in or all out. It's just generally a bit of consistency to keep him sane.
Yeah.
Right. And there's different people. Now, when we segue to the other aspect of it, when we come to, say, the intimacy thing, and this is where most of my, say, text to Billy was focused on the emotional aspect of the intimacy. Okay, so we've got the physical part aside. Now let's just talk about the emotional aspect of it. Now, when it comes to males, and I'm going to completely generalise when I say this. So again, if I offend anybody, I apologise, but this is just usually what I've come across.
Yeah, that's Lindalin's job usually.
Usually I'll leave that to me. But men need sex to feel loved.
Okay.
Women need love to want to have sex.
Yes.
Type of thing.
Yes.
All right? And I've said that since I was like 20 and I still stand by that to this day. Okay.
Yeah.
So men will use sex in a relationship for intimacy.
Right.
Men will use sex in a relationship to validate their feelings. Men will use sex in a relationship just to have some security in their relationship.
Right.
So that's why sometimes you can have a guy that's overtired and stressed and had a shit day and everything like that, and he might have had the shittest day in the world and his sex drive might be zero, but he still wants to have sex because he needs to feel some love. Because to be honest with you, when he gets home at night and before he's even stepped foot in the door, he gets yelled at, you need to do this, do this, do this. I've had the shittest day and blah, 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 blah. Exactly. And he hasn't even, and he's had the worst day at work. And they're like, well, how was your day? And he's like, oh, it was okay. Oh, you should have heard about mine. I did this, this, and this, and then this happened. And he's like, oh my God.
This is
information overload.
I know, I was just thinking.
And then he goes up to give you a cuddle or something, and you're like, can you just not touch me because I've had the busiest day and I'm trying to do this thing, and you're just trying to. So,
are you stalking me and creeping my house at night?
I mean, you'd think I would have heard this story a few times before, right?
Right.
Or lived through it myself.
Oh, Lord.
And all he wants is between the tornado that's going on around you guys and like the shitstorm that life is sometimes, he just wants to feel like you guys are a rock. Right? And it doesn't matter what shit is going on in your life, you can take 2 seconds to give your husband a hug and a kiss and say, I love you. And that type of thing.
Do you know what, Ben? And you're so right because even though this is not going the way we planned, we were not trying to say you're right.
I don't know if it's the Nebbiolo or just my emotions because I'm a bit hormonal, but I feel teary. Like I just want to go and hug my husband.
But no, he is right. And my bad is, and I apologize, my stupid dog keeps fucking barking.
That's Frank trying to have his say. He's
seriously?
a boy who wants...
Sticking up for the boys.
ReWine is Melbourne's sustainable wine merchant, disrupting the traditional wine industry by selling straight from the barrel into refillable bottles.
And they can refill your bottle over and over again, saving hundreds of thousands of bottles from going to landfill.
And the wines are sourced locally.
So help fight the war on waste, choose to reuse, and join the refiller revolution.
No, my one downside, and I think of this pretty much every day during the day when I'm all happy and like life hasn't gotten too shitty. I'm like, God, because you're so right. When Cameron walks through the door, because he has a very stressful job, it's like 6:30, 6:45. Shit's hit the fan.
Yeah.
Like I'm cranky. The kids are like still freaking eating dinner. It's like, hurry up, let's get the night going. I very rarely meet him at the door, even if I'm still in the kitchen, whatever.
Yeah.
I barely ever give him a kiss and say, hey, babe, nice to see you. How was your day?
Yep.
And I think of that. I'm conscious of it. And I'll even say to myself, when Cameron gets home tonight, I really have to put the effort in because I know he's had a shit day, but I never do because I'm afraid that thought process goes into my head.
And then in your head you think, oh, if I do come up to him, I give him a big hug and a big kiss, and then he'll think, oh, I'm in the mood for something later.
Totally.
So then he'll go,
Ping.
Exactly.
And then so you don't. And then
Yes.
he's sitting there going, well, why is she avoiding me?
Yeah.
So then he'll actually chase it even harder.
Yes.
So then he'll want more. And then
Yeah.
the more that he wants some connection with you,
Yeah.
the more you pull away. And he's
Yeah.
thinking in his head, what the hell did I do? I've just been at work all day and my wife hates my guts
Yeah.
for no particular reason.
Like, what the fuck
And
did I
then
do? Yeah.
you go to bed at night and then you immediately roll over and try and go to sleep. And so he's like, shit, I want a little bit of intimacy. I want a little bit. So he comes over, puts his hand on you,
Yes.
like, can you just not fucking touch me?
I'm tired.
Get your hand off me.
Yeah.
We're not having sex tonight. And he's like,
I don't say it that meanly, Ben.
That's-
But do you know what he said the other day too? And look, he doesn't listen to it, so it's fine that I say this. But he came home from work and shit's hit the fan at his work. Like right now, it's super crazy. And he came in and he sat down on the couch and we were all done eating dinner and the kids were doing whatever. And he was saying to the kids, oh, look, Daddy just wants to eat dinner. You guys are going to go to bed. And I just want to cuddle with Mommy. And I even looked at him and he even said to me, I'm not talking about that kind of cuddling. I'm talking about, I just want to cuddle. And I said, babe, why are you, like, the kids don't fucking care. Why are you telling them that? He's like, no, I'm just saying that's really what I want. So you're so right again. He didn't want sex. He just wanted the intimacy.
This is not going the right way.
Right?
So, but God, you've seen those movies, like even the old westerns, where like that guy would pay the prostitute, but all he'd want to do is cuddle.
Yeah.
Men want that much as women do,
Yeah.
right? They want that intimacy. They want that physical connection. Now, and you guys have touched on the love languages in past episode or something like that. To be honest with you, I've never read the book, but I know personally myself, being European background, it's very affectionate.
Okay.
Physically affectionate.
Yes.
Right.
Touch, hug, do all those sort of things. So I'm very much the physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being married to an Asian, no.
Yes.
Don't touch me.
right.
Don't come in this force field around me. I don't want you to touch me. I don't like the, So
Okay.
that took years to get my head around that aspect of it. But this is the issue too, when you try and relate, and this is the thing I was sort of hinting to Billy at, for a guy to actually come out and say to you, look, we don't really have sex very much. It's really affecting me a lot, blah, blah, blah. That's not the first time he's thought about it.
No.
Yeah.
This has been months and months and months and months
Okay.
of build-up before he's actually even had the courage to come up and say something. Because, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, women are shit listeners. Okay?
We probably
when it comes to your
honestly,
husbands,
no, I agree.
when it comes to your husband, women are shit listeners.
'Cause we've
Because
got so many
as soon
things.
as we even start to say something, you guys go, well, you think that's bad. Well, I do this, and this. And then it's like, and then the guy shuts down. Okay. Because it takes guys a little while, because he might say to you, how was your day at work? And he might go, it was shit.
Yeah.
All right. No, it was okay. If he says it was an okay day, it means it was a shit day.
Yeah, right.
And it might take him half an hour at the dinner table before he goes, John at work today, well, this sort of happened. But that's not even the thing that's bothering him.
Yeah.
It might be 7 layers down the track, but he never gets there because shit happens. Kids do this, and you and then you start talking about your day, and then Jan and then so many things, and then he goes, well, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to talk about it. So then again, he's got no emotional outlet. The only way he can do anything again is, I can need a connection.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do that with sex.
Yeah.
So it's men's way of trying to find their connection with their partner. Again, when you're early 20s and you just start dating someone, it's all about the physical lust and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about once you've been together for a while, you're in a relationship, you've got kids, you're married, and everything like that.
That's a
so
different ballgame.
men know full well that, your day was stressful, kids are stressful, time, this, that, and everything. But as again, in their head, they're sitting there going, in spite of all the shit that goes on in our day, I want to know that we're okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the other part of it, and this is the hard thing for you guys sometimes, is, all right, I know that you, it feels bad from your angle, and sometimes we hate ourselves for doing it, but sometimes we just think that you're fucking hot because you're our wife.
Right.
And like you're the person that we've committed our life.
You are making us to be the biggest bitches ever.
I'm like, I thought you were going to say something horrible, and then you say something beautiful.
I know, right?
What the fuck?
So like when I see my wife, I'm like, fuck. I think she's hot.
Yeah.
I love her. I've dedicated and spending the rest of my life to her. That's why I married her. So if she bends over in front of me, I'm like, oh my God, that ass, I want to touch it.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. No, but he's right,
and then,
Billy.
and then when we do, it's like, don't
Yeah.
touch me there.
Yeah.
Like, every time I give you a hug, why do you have to have your hands down on my ass?
Oh my God.
Because, oh my God, I've looked at it all day and I just want to put my hands on it. and I just want to touch it.
I say that to Cameron about my boobs. I'm like, can you give me a hug without groping my tits?
Because we
He's
love
like,
it.
no. Okay.
We love every little bit of you, right? And then in our heads, we're like, all right, we find you so, say, physically attractive. We want that emotional connection. And all we've got on the other side of the fence here is someone going, do not fucking touch me. And you don't look at us in that way.
No.
You don't put your hand on our ass. You know, and we're like, man, I would fucking love that.
Yeah.
Like just to walk past and grab my ass one day and go, ooh, yeah, I want to, you know. Because that's how we feel about you. So you guys would sit there and say, all right, I want him to do this or do that. And in guys' heads, we're like, fuck that. Like, I want some sexual energy here. Right? Like when sometimes the guy, I don't know if you ever receive like trying to flirt messages from your husband during the day or something like that.
No, he's way too busy. I don't need, look, if I even ring him, he doesn't answer my call.
Okay. But there might be like, all right, there might be a text. Like normally I'll be texting during the day saying like, thinking of you, love you, that sort of thing.
No.
But every now and again, but every now and again you might send a bit of a flirty one, right?
Yeah.
And then it gets shot down straight away.
No.
All right? And this is where, again, the guy will sit there and he might make a look, come in, and then you'll give him a look of like, don't even think about it tonight.
Yeah.
All right? So he's sitting there going, like to them, that's the foreplay, if you want, or anything like that. That's their
You're testing the waters of how the evening is going to turn out.
And then, but you like to think that your wife would think of you in that way, at least sometime during the day.
Do you know what? I'm going to make 2 points here because, again, you're fucking right, Ben.
You're killing us, Ben.
And Billy and I have said multiple times, like if the roles were reversed, if Henry and Cameron were denying us the way we deny them, we would be crying balls and messes in the corner. We would feel horrible. Our self-esteem would be shot. We'd feel like a piece of ugly shit. Like we would feel like...
That's what guys think, yes.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But do you know what I did the other day to defend ourselves, Billy? I did this for you too, Bill. Look, so Cameron, like I said, he shits horrible at work. And I knew that, like, obviously when he gets home, 6:45, whatever, shits at the fan, all this stuff. So I got out of the shower and I thought, I'm going to send Cameron a picture. I never send
Unbelievable.
Never.
Unbelievable.
Right? I never do that. I can't remember last time.
That is the best thing he could have had.
So
ever.
I sent it. It wasn't like, it was just a tasteful picture. And I said, I hope this makes your day a bit better. And he loved it. Loved it. He's like, babe, thank you so much.
It would have totally made his year.
Right? Okay.
He would never forget that.
Simple.
No.
That's so simple.
And I was even thinking, like, I'm getting goosebumps only because I know how it made him feel. I'm like, so simple. Like we do need to try a bit harder, Billy. I know this episode's turning not the way we wanted it to.
I was going to say, this is not turning. I feel like Ben came on here so we can attack him, and in turn,
he's attacking us.
I wasn't come here for an attack.
But look, I defended.
Let's talk about it nicely.
So, like, we do need to do it more, right? Like, so as a male perspective, if your wife sent you a picture like that, it would go a long way, right?
Oh my God, it would be the best thing in his day.
Yeah.
100%. Okay. But then the other thing that I've sort of touched on is the way the guys' heads think when it comes to sex sometimes too, okay? And again, this is right or wrong, and I make full apologies for this when it comes to guys. But male's brain is very process driven. Okay. So like when you guys, and obviously I do listen because when we talk about the Valentine's Day episode, and it's like, he better do this for me, this for me, this for me, this for me. So in a guy's head, he's very process driven where he thinks, all right, if I do X plus Y plus Z, it will equal sex tonight.
Yep.
So if I do this and I do that and I do that, which is what she wants and what she said, he better do this, and this for me tonight. He'll do all those things and he'll think, I'm going to get sex tonight. So when he doesn't, he's like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I did everything I was supposed to. That's what the instructions said. And the shit's not working. So what? And it reminds me of, have you guys seen Groundhog Day?
Ages ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when he's trying to land the girl, okay, so he goes at it every day.
Right.
And he would do the same thing, and one day he'd end up in a kiss. The next day he would do the exact same thing, and she would reject him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what guys' lives is like every day. Because in their heads it's like...
Ben, where's the tissues? Here, I've got one.
So you don't know what you're going to get sometimes. Because I know that if I do this, and this, it led to sex that time. Okay. If I do it this time, it doesn't lead to sex. And you're like, fuck, what happened? What did I do? And then so we can't get our head around that. Because you guys, the stars need to align. We need to be in the right
Absolutely.
mood.
Yeah.
We need to be
Yes,
for
stressed. And
sure.
and then that can even happen. And then the smallest little thing can just blow it all to pieces.
Yeah, but I've had a bad day and I'm cranky.
And you know
like
what?
that.
Sometimes guys see that happening.
Okay.
All right, where we'll be during the day and then the mood's right and then you think, oh, she's been a bit more, friendly today than usual. She's not,
my God.
you know, like this might actually lead somewhere.
Yeah.
And then something happens and you see it imploding and you're like, no, God, no, for God, please, no.
Rewind,
and it just, the
rewind.
thread just unravels and everything falls to pieces. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And you know in your head full well, it's going to be ages again before we get that magic back again. So, and then the other, and I may or may not be talking from personal experience here. You guys will like, all right. Well, we went on a date night about a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay. First date night we've had post-COVID. It had been months and months and months. We never ever go out because our work schedules and like always work around each other with the kids.
Okay.
So we organised date night. Okay. Now in my head, I was okay with it because again, I'm well aware of the pressure that men always put on women for sex.
You think it's a date
quite
night?
aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, but then the date night felt a bit off.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, no.
Like
Because-
forced? Like you guys felt.
No, like it was like trying to be having a nice time, but it was a little bit
Right.
And then we were having a nice time.
Yeah.
And then we got home, blah blah. But we said like, all right, we're going to sit down, watch a movie, that sort of thing.
Yeah, cute.
Long story short, ended up in an argument
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
because all it came down to is she knew that I would want to have sex
Yeah.
later.
Yep.
All right, so you guys make up a story
It's so
in
true.
your head.
Yes.
And you create this narrative in your
Yes.
head, then
Yeah.
everything becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy for you guys.
Yeah.
Where again, I would have just liked to have had a night, us two, like cuddling up on the couch, watching something.
Yeah.
If it went to something later, fantastic, because
Yeah.
obviously I'd always
Yeah.
be up
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to force it either,
Yeah.
because then it feels forced. All right?
Yeah.
And no
Yeah.
one wants to pound a wet mattress. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's
Yeah. All right, Ben, it's been a blast. We've had so much insight from your male mind that we are doing a 2-part series to this fantastic onslaught of the woman's mind. I don't even know. I've drank too much and you've like bashed us down. But we're doing two parts. So this is the end of part 1. It's been fantastic, Ben.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Good God, we're never having you again.
Except for next week when you
Yeah.
keep giving your insightful insights. But just to wrap it up, you can find us on our socials.
Yes.
Instagram and Facebook, Wine Chats Podcast, YouTube,
Everywhere.
TikTok, Bildo and Lindalin. Just Google us. Google us. You will find
Yeah.
us. I'm just so excited. So Ben, let's do it. Cue the music, okay?
Turn Ben's mic up and turn Billy's down.
Shut up, Lindalin. It's a duet. Okay.
Yeah.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Listen to Ben. He sounds really
He
good.
does sound really good.
And you
Tom,
sound
hit
so-
the music.